Yeah, thank y'all for coming. I know this wasn't originally scheduled, but felt like it'd be good for us all to visit one more time before we hit the recruiting trail and just revisit Saturday night, which, in my opinion, was the best college football atmosphere I've ever experienced. And I just want our fans and supporters and students and band and cheerleaders and everybody that provided that type of atmosphere for our young men to play in and for us to coach in. Just thank you. It was incredible, off the charts good, and I think it's the best home atmosphere in the country. And I know a lot of good recruits got to see that, and so that was incredible. So thank you to all the Auburn Tiger family, and it will forever be a regret that we didn't get to celebrate together after it. So I would have immensely enjoyed that, and that would have really been nice. And having said that, I think that our kids played with the type of passion, energy, and physicality that you have to play with top teams in the country. And as hurt as we are, as hurt as our kids are, as hurt as the sting is not getting any better right now from losing the Iron Bowl when you had a real shot, should have won the game based on how it played out. And but that's something that we certainly has laid a foundation. I mean, we played 3 top 10 teams within a touchdown in 3 of those games, and so with a first-year roster. Now, the consistency that we've got to seek to find is that to get that every single game. But I'm very proud of the effort that our kids, and the game plan was good, and obviously wish that it would have just ended a bit differently, and we would all be feeling a lot better. And there's still a lot of hurt. I texted with some kids this morning, and there's certainly, this game means so much, and and we let it slip away. So a lot to build on, and obviously I think all the recruits saw what can be, and it can be pretty fast. So now we've got to take the positives from that and go and recruit to this great university. We've got a lot of great commitments that hopefully we can hold on to. We've got to recruit our current roster, I'm sure. That's the new world we're in. That'll start today. We've got to get all the NFL information and try to give our kids the best information to make the wisest decision. And at the same time, go recruit high school kids, portal kids, whatever it takes to enhance our roster so that we are better able to have depth and compete with more consistency next year. So excited, but absolutely still heartbroken over Saturday evening, as are our kids. And so, but more determined than ever and more confident than ever that this place can be an elite college football program.
Hugh, obviously, you finished your regular season, your first one here with back-to-back just tough losses. Talk to me about your headspace on Sunday when you wake up as a man and as a leader of this program. I'm sure it's tough.
Well, I never went to sleep, so I didn't wake up. I just it's just this profession is we sign up for it, and it's difficult, and I try to keep things in great perspective about the big picture of why we coach, and I have to preach that to myself after losses like the last few, because we truly are. My window of coaching is in the spectrum of life is pretty small, and what I do with that window matters long after the program is over. And I know fans and media and coaches, all of us live and die with every game. But if you look at the big spectrum, I know that we're pouring into the people in this program the right things. you try to get some comfort with that, but it's hard. There's no two ways about it. You run through every single play that could have made a difference, and do you do anything different? And you're going to relive all of that, and it's I didn't sleep at all, and it means so much to so many people, and when you care, you want to deliver when you have an opportunity in a game of that magnitude, and when you don't, you're not going to sleep very much. And I watched the film several times, and just but again, as disappointing and as hurtful as it is, it also, if you're made of the right stuff, it makes you really determined to get in those situations again, and to go get some players that want to do it with you. And but to say that you wake up on Sunday morning and it's all over in your mind and in your spirit, and that's not real. It's still not over, truthfully, but I'm a fighter, and so are these kids, and so are these staffs, and time makes things a little better, and you're encouraged that you did find a way to compete with one of the elite programs in the country in year one.
I know I know it wasn't the start that you wanted to get, but just talk about winning the toss, getting the ball, things not going well, them scoring, and then being able to come back from that.
Yeah, so showed our resolve, and I wanted the ball. I felt like we had a good plan offensively, and the first possession didn't go real well, but that happens against good teams. I mean, they're going to stop you. Alabama's pretty good on defense, and and then for them to jump out and own us, but our kids never quit, not 1 ounce of them, and so that was good to see them fight back.
Coach, DJ was one of the last guys off the field, and it's clearly was just in the state of shock. I guess when you talk to a player, if you did talk to him, was on the wrong end of a moment like that lives in this rivalry, how do you help someone through that?
I wish I had the words for him. I tried hard. I sat with him at his locker for a while, he and Coy, and text with him yesterday, and it's just tough. And this world can be brutal on. I get it on coaches. They're going to be brutal on me and every decision that I make, good or bad. And everybody's got the answer, and what they would do. And I get that for coaches. You hate to see it when young men who are playing a game, get attacked. That's just I hate that. I think those people are. Well, I just think those people need to get a life and a perspective. But, no one hurt more than Coy and DJ. And truthfully, in the scheme that we were in that play, I know DJ will get all of the criticism, but truthfully, there should have been somebody else standing there with him to help him also. And so it's not just him, even though he's feeling the weight of it, and he's feeling the weight of it. His words at his locker were just, "Coach, I let you down. I let you down," and and he felt that because of not only that play, but the one right before half when we were up 14-10, he didn't get the call, and gave him a long TD pass there, and so he felt the weight of the world on him, and I just told him we'd get through it. We love you. We'll get through it together, and somehow in time, if handled right, it makes us stronger.
Coach, you mentioned you had a chance to watch film after this one already. Can you talk about some of the key moments in the game and what your conversation with the coaches were in those moments, particularly the 4th and 31 and also the muff punt?
Yeah, the punt, I don't know what discussion you can have. I mean, Keontae dings his shoulder on 3rd down, goes to the training room, so you put your backup in, which Coy's been solid all year at doing that. And I didn't know that in the moment, but you have to play backup sometimes. And the last thing you want to do in that moment is is just let them pin us back on the 5-yard line, and with their 3 timeouts, and Coy's been solid all year at catching punts, and something happened with his footing. It looked like there, and it's one of those awful plays that I think we win the game if we catch that punt. But Coy has been dependable as can be, and so there's nothing there's really no discussion there. I mean, if Keontae's out, then you put your next guy in there, and we trust Coy to do his job, and he's done it well all year, and unfortunately just had a bad break there. Let's see, what was your other question? Yeah, that's that. We had a lot of discussion on that because they had a timeout, and then we saw what they were in. They were in empty, and so your choices are: do we rush him? And if you do, we haven't really got him on the ground very much, and he could scramble around, and you're gonna have a bunch of one-on-ones back there. So you could do that, and one of their guys goes up and makes a play, or you can drop everybody and play 5 under 3 deep and just play vision on the ball and knock the ball down, because it has to go in the end zone, and that's the choice we made. And I could show you steal shots. I took pictures of every steal shot from the 10-yard line in, and I mean, we were in perfect position. We've got 3 over 2, and so either we didn't coach it well enough, or we didn't execute it well enough, and it's probably a combination of both. It is something we work every Thursday, and that was our 2 options, and that's the one we went with, and felt like we could, stay with their empty set, stay 3 over 2 and 4 over 3, and play with vision on the ball and knock the ball down. And we didn't play with vision on the ball.
Sort of off topic, but Liberty finished the season 12-0, playing in the Conference USA Championship. How proud of you are you of your 4 players and kind of the foundation you set there?
Well, I want to say anytime you go undefeated in college football, irregardless of what people say or don't say about your schedule, something is really, really, really going good in the right frame in that building. And so Coach Chadwell and his staff, I don't know him tremendously well, but, man, you got to give them credit for getting those kids ready every single week. And as that season went on, I'm sure the pressure to succeed kind of builds in that building, and credit to their staff and their kids for responding every single time. And now they get to play for the first ever conference championship. And so, yeah, obviously what we did there was fun and good, and I think we helped start building that program in FBS play. But the credit goes to those guys there right now that have found a way to take all of those pieces that were there, and I'm really happy for the kids that I know and help recruit, and I'm sure he combined those kids with some others and made them a team. And so congratulations to them and to AD, Ian McCaw, and that entire administration and fan base. They're getting to host a conference championship Saturday, and then who knows, they may get in one of those New Year's 6 games, which is always something we talked about. I'm not sure where all that stands right now. They'd have my vote if I had a say in it, but congratulations to them.
In regards to recruiting, you didn't get the win on the field, but you got the lead going into the 4th quarter. You had the entire atmosphere, and some of the biggest recruits in the state of Alabama and across the country were here on Saturday. What does it say for recruiting moving forward? Besides the win, you got everything you wanted.
Yeah, everything but the win, and that would have been huge. But the recruits, I think, see it. I mean, the battles are never over when you're talking about battling for the top guys in the country. But for them to have that as an experience, it certainly is a positive for us. I don't know that they've been to a game that was quite like that. And so I think it was a step in the right direction for us to hopefully get to the finish line with some of those guys. And again, a lot of credit goes to our fan base.
Yeah, Coach, as you look ahead to, the bowl game and just kind of the trend, if you will, of, guys not playing in the bowl game, how do you approach those conversations? And kind of what are you expecting on that front?
Girl, you're on top of it, because that thing is this is new to me. I've never didn't have a single kid at Ole Miss. I didn't get to coach in the Arkansas State one because I'd left. Didn't have a single kid do that, and obviously at Liberty I didn't either. But I left last year before the last one. But that is a difficult deal for me. I've always believed you finish. You finish with your team. We signed up for this. However, I will say I think every situation is a little different, and I'm going to have to really put a lot of thought and prayer and seek wisdom for if that becomes a case here. There's obviously some kids that probably will move on from here, so our people need to know that, and that's the new world we live in. And do you take to the bowl game those guys that are choosing to do that, or do you not? You certainly need to have some numbers to have. You want to do well, and you want to prepare well, so you've got to have some numbers to do that. So that's a very, very, I think every coach probably would say. I guess some are pretty cut and dry on it. This is my first experience with it, believe it or not. I've never had to deal with it before, and so I'll be learning through the process myself.
Sort of along the same lines, last year you bring in around 20 players to the transfer portal. What kind of numbers are you looking at this year, and what are your biggest areas of need? I
don't think there's any possible way that any coach can sit here and tell you how he's going to come up with his 85. I don't. I mean, I'd love to sit here and tell you, hey, we're going to build it with high school kids, and y'all are going to give me time to build it that way. And I would love to say that. But then this week, if I have 10 guys walk in and transfer and I haven't been recruiting enough high school kids to replace those, it's impossible for me to say that. So I have no idea exactly how the makeup of the 85 will look in what we have to replace. Do we have to replace just 22, or do we have to replace 32? None of us know, and I think that's become the biggest challenge for us coaches is, man, how do you even, manage the 85? It will take you all the way through spring and summer to really figure that out because of the way the portal windows are set up. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that this portal window we're getting ready to have is as long as it is. It makes no sense. We have to go all the way through Christmas worrying about people tampering with players on your team. And, I mean, either they know they're going in or they're not. So give them from December the 1st to December the 10th and make your decision. Let's move on. But this idea that we have all this long portal window it wasn't made by anybody that's having to live it, I assure you. Did I answer your question? Okay.
It's been a year since you took over. You guys, when you came in, you said, hey, I understand, obviously, with Gus being here, what Auburn's about. A year later, how much have you learned about Auburn, and how much more sure are you that this is a place that can win how you want to?
I'm absolutely, positively, totally convinced this place can be an elite program. Now, being an elite program in this conference, there's some others, too, in it. Does that mean you're going to win every single game? Probably not. I don't know if many teams are going to do that anymore, truthfully. But we should be in every game. And this place, the support it has, the energy, the fan base, the culture, the family feel, the administration alignment, everything, the facilities, everything is here for us to build. And I say build, these things don't happen overnight, to build a championship team. And it's here, and we can do it. And I do think it's important that we recruit young men that understand they're going to be blessed by being at Auburn. We have the resources to bless them. But entitlement doesn't come with that, and they need to fit the culture and the standard that should be for everybody, irregardless of how blessed you feel you are. We should continue to try to earn those every single day because people are investing in us. And so, but I'm totally convinced, and my family loves living here. We love the encouragement you get from the common fan that loves this place, and it's just it's been a blessing. Wish we would have delivered more wins, but I'll always feel that way probably.
Coach, you talked about the reality of having to re-recruit your current roster. Talk about what the conversations with those kids are like, because that might be a vital part of getting to your 85, right? Say you have a kid like Holden who didn't play a lot this year, but maybe looking at options, about where he can actually get some time after the season.
Only way I know to be is totally transparent, is tell them the truth. The truth for some is your chances to play here are probably slim. The truth for others is, man, there's an element of patience that needs to be involved in your decision. You're going to be really good if you can just be patient and not listen to the voices that want immediate gratification, or certainly you've got the money aspect that's involved in all of this now. And I think you should choose the place and the culture and the environment that's going to develop you for the long term, for the long haul. And I think everything is better when you're in that environment for yourself. But some need to have patience, and other discussions are just going to be truthful with how we see you fitting into this roster.
Hey, Hugh, how would you sort of assess the things that we don't see, culture, building the foundation, and some of that stuff? What kind of progress do you think you've made in a year of setting that type of foundational stuff?
If you take away Week 11, I think we have made great strides in our culture. Even with that week, we have started learning about true accountability, what it's like for me as an individual to meet the standard every single day that it takes. I do not think that you can win big games if you don't have a large percentage of your team that are buying into that accountability to each other. I think the one thing that I'm still searching for more wisdom on, and we've gotten better, is this element of when you and I played, there was this element in our locker room and outside the locker room of community and communication, and man, this new world of we talk to each other through text and we date through Snapchat and all of that world, man, I think you miss this element of true community. And when you have true community, it's easy to hold each other accountable because you and I have a relationship, and I can say to you, come on now, that's not the way we do that. And so I'm still wanting that to grow. It has gotten better. But I want us to truly be a community that has a relationship with one another, that can, that, man, when you get through practice, why don't we go hang out, and instead of going and put our headsets on and just play a video game with somebody else online somewhere in the world, what about let's go put our phones away and let's have a conversation? Maybe I'm living in a fairy tale world, I don't know, but I miss I want to develop that here, and I'm still we absolutely, the culture has gotten better, the standard has gotten better, the accountability has gotten better. I wish, I'm hopeful that I can continue to build the community aspect of what a team really is.
Hugh, with all these things you're talking about with building this team and building the foundation and the recruiting and the ups and downs with the wins and losses this year, what are you most proud of in year one now that the regular season's over? You still have the bowl game, of course, but what are you most proud of in your first year?
Probably most proud of the Auburn family that supported us. It's hard for me to sit here and say I'm proud of our kids in the fight that we showed. I mean, that they really. I mean, you lose 4 straight games, that thing could have gone a lot of different ways. And I thought they stayed engaged, which says our staff did a decent job of keeping them engaged. And we certainly played some of our better football in last Saturday's game. So all of that's encouraging. And but it's hard for me to sit here and say that I am proud of delivering 6 wins when I feel like it could have been more. But man, the Auburn family and fans were just absolutely have blown me away, which makes us want to deliver to them a product that they can be so happy with. And I know we were limited, and I know we were. You could see there's different athleticism on the field in some games, but yet our kids found a way to compete. And so I'm very proud of that. But sure wish we could have had a few more in the win column.
Back to Saturday night, at the end of the first half, when you get the ball you've got the ball out to midfield with, I think, 11 seconds and a timeout. Was there any thought of running it then and then using the timeout? Where did you feel like you needed to get to give Alex a chance?
Probably, he probably would have been good from 53 or so, 54 maybe. I can't remember that scenario with 11 seconds. Did we still have a timeout left? Probably felt like we could, I think we dropped the ball on that possession that would have put us close to field position. And then I can't remember what happened at 11 seconds. I know it was 6 seconds on the Hail Mary. I can't remember what we did there. He had to throw it away. So, it's, we do that a lot. We've been pretty balanced on those type decisions, and I guess felt like we had some open things. I thought we had some good route concepts that would give them problems, and we just had to call them at the right time. But, we could have tried that, I'm sure.
Could you look ahead to 2024 attendance after this season where you had record attendance, 7 sellouts? Maybe a message to the Auburn fans for 2024?
Man, thank you, number one. Thank you. And, man, get your season tickets for next year. We're going to make you proud, and you're going to enjoy watching us build this program. So stay in the fight with us, and we thank you so much.
You shift into bowl practice mode after, kind of a couple of weeks. How valuable is that, first of all, and kind of how is your approach to bowl practices in terms of your young guys and the way you kind of get those guys as a maybe extended spring?
Yeah, our bowl, I'm not one that grinds them during bowl. I'm really not. I want them to enjoy the journey and the process. Try to get our young kids a lot of work. Hopefully get them in the game some, particularly those DBs. We need to get those young DBs a lot of reps in those games. We think they have a chance to be really good players. The T. Scotts and Ken Lees and Terrence Loves and Sylvester Smiths and that group of kids that and J.C. Hart. We all think they have a chance to, and they're going to have to play next year. So we need to see them, and but we'll see. I'm going to sit down today. That's one of the things on my list, and just make hypothetical practice schedule based on the bowls that I think we could end up going to. So I have that ready, and we'll try to get 5 to 6 here, and then usually 3 more at the practice site. So usually around 8 practices is kind of what we try to get in and get a lot of good individual work and obviously a game plan together. But excited to get some of those young kids some work.
Coach, thank you for your time.
Yep. Thank you. Hey, I want to say one more thing that everybody will point to, the last plays and DJ and Coy and everything, but there are other plays in that game too that, that make a difference. So it's not just on those 2 for those kids, and obviously they're magnified because of the time to which it was in, but we could have put it away with another TD down on the 5-yard line too, and I thought Peyton threw a heck of a ball there and it hit our guy right in the face mask, and we got to make that play. And so it's not just those 2 young men that and those 2 plays or coaching decisions on those 2 plays that we had other chances too in that game. And so anyway, I just wanted to say that, man. Thank you guys for this year. Appreciate your covering our program, and I guess we'll visit again toward the bowl game.